Venerable Dr. Karma. Venerable Dr. Karma Tashi was ordained by Venerable Khenchen Thrangu Rinpoche in 2009. She is a meditation teacher focusing on mind training and insight meditation. Trained as a civil engineer, she holds a Ph.D. in environment and resource study from Mahidol University, Thailand, and an Master of Arts in Business Study from International Buddhist College. Venerable Dr. Karma is also an environmental sociologist. She is currently an assistant professor in development studies at the University of Nottingham, Kuala Lumpur, and the deputy director of education at the Vajrayana Buddhist Council of Malaysia, BPCM, and religious advisor to the Malaysian Buddhist Consultative Council. She pursued a systematic Buddhist philosophy course in Malacca tradition under the auspices of Tibet House, Delhi. In 2010, Venerable Dr. Karma received the Outstanding Woman in Buddhism Award in recognition of her contribution to the Buddhism and environment by the Association for the Promotion of Status Women in Thailand. She has also authored 2 books on conservation and co-authored comparative study between Sikhism and Buddhism, titles 2 Gurus, 1 Message. On November 2023, she was appointed as a Vice President and member of the Sukha Dhamma and role and participation of women in the Society Committee of International Buddhist Confederation. With further palms, I would like to welcome Venerable Dr. Karma Tashi to share her insights on the power of the mind, followed by a guided meditation later on. Please welcome Dr. Karma.
Namo Buddhaya, Tashi Dele, and a very good afternoon and happy Wesak to all, to Venerables, the Venerable Masters, and also to all brothers and sisters in the Dharma, those who are here with me and those who are also watching remotely. So wishing everyone a very happy Wesak day. So today is a very joyous day, a day for us to remember our teacher, our dear teacher Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, who sacrificed his entire life, most of his adult life, and for the benefit of Dharma, and not only one life, he sacrificed many lifetimes over a period of 3 aeons in order to cultivate the merits that are enough for him to become a Buddha in his final life. And today we are rejoicing, the entire world is rejoicing and observing the triple observance of the birth, the enlightenment, and the passing away of our dear, beloved, respected, venerable teacher. So with folded palms, let us take refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. If I may be permitted to chant in the Tibetan language. Thank you so much. So we will take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and we will also generate a mind of enlightenment. We will generate a mind that we are going to listen to the Dharma, the Buddha Dharma, for the benefit of all, not only ourselves, right? Because we, of course, we are, sitting here, but we can also visualize all the living beings and all those who are ill, who are in a very desperate situation, those who are in war-torn countries, those who are suffering fear, deprivation, all beings. We recall them all, and we rejoice that that we can listen to the Dharma and contribute to their well-being in some small way. Okay, thank you. Sangye Choedron Sake Chunam La Jajo Bado Dani Jaksuchi Dagi Jinso Gipe Sunam Gi Jona Benje Sangye Jo Parisho Sangye Choedron Sake Chunam La Jajo Bado Dani Jaksuchi Dagi Jinso Gipe Sunam Gi Jona Benje Sangye Jo Parisho. Until the heart of enlightenment is reached, until our purified and perfect state, until we become fully enlightened beings, I and all my kind mother sentient beings, as vast as the skies, go for refuge to the Buddha, go for refuge to the Dharma, go for refuge to the Arya Sangha, from the merits that we gain from giving, from cultivating sila, morality, from cultivating patience, effort, samadhi and wisdom. May we become fully enlightened beings for the benefit of all sentient beings. Simchen Kamche Devada Deve Juda Devara Juji Dungadan Dunge Ki Juda Devara Juji Dunge Me Pe Devada Pada Me Devara Juji Nire Chada Nidanda Vetan Yon Jepola Ne Para Juji Simchen Kamche Devada Deve Juda Devara Juji Dungadan Dunge Ki Juda Devara Juji Dunge me pe devada pada me dravara juji nire chada nidada ve kanyam jepola ne para juji. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and from creating those causes of suffering. May all beings never be separated from the bliss of meditation and true nature of mind resting in our true nature. May all beings be free from attachment and aversion and abide in the great expanse of equanimity. Semjenan Pisampadang Doye Jeta Vajetan Tumon Tekwayi Triki Konglo Podu. So we invite the Buddha to give the Dharma teachings. Even though I'm the disciple, I'm sharing the Dharma, but all the teachings attributed to none other than our holy teacher. So whatever that you're going to listen today is nothing original from me. Every single content comes from the great Buddha. So it is with great humility and great honor I am sharing this Dhamma with you, and I would like to thank Sukha Dhamma School, especially Reverend Dhammaratana, Venerable Sister Vinita, and all the teachers, staff, students for inviting me here today, and also parents and devotees. Thank you for wanting to listen to my Dhamma sharing. So today I've been asked to speak about the power of the mind, right? I think I speak about this every year, isn't it? Isn't it? I mean, the Buddhism is all about the mind, and of course, if we don't speak about the mind, then actually there's nothing much to speak in Buddhism. Right, so you're right, yeah? So when I was asked to speak about power of the mind, basically we will not have anything to practice if we did not have a mind. So the mind is the forerunner. The Buddha said in the Dhammapada, the first verse, that the mind is the forerunner. What is the meaning of forerunner? Forerunner means that everything, anything and everything arises from the mind. Now, what do you mean anything and everything arises from the mind? Basically, our thoughts, right? Our emotions, our feelings, our perceptions, right? And then, what else? So when we talk about the 5 aggregates for those Dhamma brothers and sisters who know, right? So the first aggregate is the aggregate of the body, right? Rupa, which is what? Which is the 5 elements, right? Earth, water, fire, wind, space. And then we have got the other 4 elements, which we call Nama, which constitute the mind, right? So when we say the mind, we have Vedana, we have Sanya, which is feelings, and then perception, and then we have Sanskara, and then which are these mental formations, and then we have Vijnana, which is the consciousness, right? So it's very difficult to understand the differences between all these, isn't it? But let me make things very simple for you. You're all very tired. It's 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm late, right? I apologize for it. Yeah, so I cannot torture you by talking to you too much about the mind and its definitions, but I want you to feel. So you feel, what do you feel at this moment in time? Tired probably, right? So that is a feeling, correct? And some of us may feel like full, right? So some of us feel happy, joy, right? Some of us feel sleepy, right? Yeah. So that is a feeling. So now can you understand? Right? So where is that occurring? In the level of the body or level of the mind? Always happy, joyous, sad, upset, right? The mind, right? And then this perception of always labeling things as you like, you don't like, right? Things, you're always looking at things with an eye of discrimination, not really discrimination, like it's not discerning, but it's really truly discriminating. Which means that everything has got its opposites. Do you understand? Is there any good without a bad? But of course in Buddhism, we say, we have all these interesting things like we have good, we have bad, and then we have neither good nor bad, neither not good nor neither not bad. Remember? We have these kinds of, so we have the level of perception, no perception, neither perception nor non-perception, so then you go cuckoo. Because too many different categories. So let's not dwell into that. So the thing is that when we discriminate, we like, we don't like. Right? There is black, there must be, right? Why didn't you tell me pink? Why you say black, there must be white? If there's a tall, there is a right. So who created all these tall, short, light, dislikes, big, and then small? So who created all these different discrimination? Sorry, is it an absolute thing out there? That there is a true black, that there's a true white. Yeah, truly existing white, truly existing black, and truly existing short, truly existing tall. So if I were to stand next to a Sunday school child who is 5 years old, I would be right, and the child would be yes, short. Yes. So if I were to stand next to brother, I will be pale in comparison because he is taller and I'm shorter, right? So now, is tall or short absolute? There is a standard for tall, and there is a standard for short. Or is it relative? Relative. Okay. So what about colors? Is it absolute or relative? Relative to your lens, isn't it? So which means that some of us may be colorblind, we see different things. You ask my cats and say what color do they see? Cats cannot see the same color as I see and you see. They see different things. So who is right and who is wrong? And there's another duality here, dichotomy, right and wrong. So this perception, we are always into who's right and who's wrong, right? My religion is right, yours must be wrong, because there's no other alternative. You can't be like half right or half wrong. So it's either you're right or you are wrong, right? Who created this right and wrong? Who is the self? Yeah. So that's why the self is another interesting thing. Don't let me go into that now, then you'll never finish. So
will it be the mind that is not with the mano and perceptions that always think that? Because every one of us is always thinking that I will be the one, I will be the one, or I will suggest that it's good, it's nice, is that, and this will bring back us to samsara. Probably what I understood is, and will it be that most of us, when they come back to this samsara, probably it's because of the I. The six consciousness and the eight consciousness, we call it the vijnana, the last vijnana, where definitely they're going to train our faculty not to have this strong perception of I.
Right. So now, okay, how do I navigate this within my given time? Okay, right. So I'm going to base the talk on brother's answer, a question. Is that okay? Okay. So now the fundamental question here is, why are we reborn? Why are we here? Is it because of the mind? And how does it work? Is it because of the mano vijnana? Right? We have not only mano vijnana, we have got so many other vijnana. And what are those? We have got the eye consciousness, we've got the ear consciousness, we've got the nose consciousness, we've got the tongue consciousness, we've got the tactile consciousness, and then we have the what? The mano vijnana, which is the thought consciousness, right? So grasping at these external, stimuli of, nice sound, smell, taste, touch, and also the object out there, right? They are just objects out there. Unless we start to look at that object and then want to start to grasp at that object, then because we have sense bases, we have the sixth sense object in our body, in our system, right? We call it in the five elements. So we have got eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and then of course we have got eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and the mind. So we have got the six, correct? So when we have the six, and then we have got the six sense bases, we have got the six sense consciousness, then we have got the outside objects, the six. So all these, so the outside touches your sense base, and then after that, that stimulates your consciousness inside there, correct? So, but who is the one who is hearing, who is smelling, who is touching, who is tasting? Is the question that remains, that begs to be answered here, is whether there is a truly existing I who actually is really seeing. Like, are you listening? If you're not listening to the Dhamma talk, Sister BIODATA, then who is listening? Isn't it? When you're sitting on your chair, you must be feeling the chair, isn't it? If it is not you who is sitting on the chair, that sensation, then who is experiencing? Very confusing, isn't it? One side, Buddhism likes to tell, hey, we all don't exist. Then after that, how can we don't exist? Then who is going to create the karma? Who is going to eat the food? I miss the food today. Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking about it very much, with great nostalgia. But but anyway, we say that there's no karma to receive today, so never mind. So the thing is just that who is eating, who is smelling, who is talking, who is listening. So who is that person? Is there such an entity as that I? So now brother is asking me that mano vinyana, that mano vinyana is just one of the six. It's the thought consciousness, right? So which means that when your five sense bases bring in that information from outside, it is the sixth sense base that will actually sort of like judgment, like discrimination. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that just now we were talking about the feeling, like the feeling, right? Feeling has three. Was it a good feeling, right? Pleasurable, not so nice feeling, and then neutral feeling. Feelings alone actually, either it's a painful feeling, it's a good feeling, or it's a neutral feeling. But when it comes to the perception, then you start telling that you put more adjectives into it, it's cool, it's hot, it's nice, it's awesome, awful. These kinds of things happen in the realm of the perception. Then, if you keep on thinking like this, keep on discriminating, it's like, for example, Sister Vinta, I like her, okay? So, if I see her 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, I keep on liking, then, so when I see her, I have a good feeling, right? So, after I have and then my good feeling tells me that she's a good person. You are, right? No doubt about it, okay? You're a good person. So it's a good feeling, and then I sing her qualities. I say she's a very good teacher. My mind starts to discriminate. Discriminate as in like not in a negative way, but in a discerning way. Because she's good opposed to bad one. So because I'm not enlightened, so I see everybody that some may not be as good as her. She's so much better than so many others in my mind. That is a human mind. I'm not ashamed to say that is a human mind. And then when I meet her 20 times, 30 times, over 20 years now, right? So I would have formed a seed. And then the next life I meet her, I will just simply love her. Because that samskara is already inside there, that seed. So can you see all this happening in the realm of the mind? So the point that I'm trying to raise here is that who is experiencing all this discriminating? So it is me. Who is this me? And Sister Vinta, who is she? So the Buddhist teachings, the Buddha said that actually nobody is at home. Knock knock, who's there? No one who, no one lah. So it's nobody there, right? But how is it possible? So now we have to come back to this ignorance. Okay? So ignorance means what? So the Buddha thought that life is suffering. The Four Noble Truths. Life is suffering. It's actually not really suffering. The word suffering is actually, there's a lot of injustice to the actual word dukkha. Dukkha means actually is like dissatisfactoriness, unsatisfactoriness. It's like sometimes it may not be immense amount of suffering, but it's just that when you see this, you start not to like it. You feel unpleasant feelings. This is dukkha, Even it's not suffering. So that's why people misunderstand. They think that Buddhism, the Buddha taught something which is like all the time making people feel sad, pessimistic. Actually, that's not the point. The Buddha never actually was telling us that it is suffering per se. The Buddha just said that anything you experience is never going to give you everlasting happiness. It is only temporary only. Whatever happiness that you have is temporary, and then whatever that you eat, it's temporary. After that, you're sick of it. So it's like dissatisfaction is the nature of life, and that dissatisfaction is what Buddha said is called dukkha, right? And then now the best part is, according to brother's question. So now, why are we reborn? So we have a dukh, right? Dukkha, and then the dukh that is a fundamental first noble truth. And the second one is the origin of the dissatisfaction, origin of dukkha. So the dukkha karan. So the karan, which is, I'm speaking in Hindi for some of them who may not understand. So the cause of suffering or dissatisfaction is what? Who can? All of you are experts in Dharma, I hope. At least about 10 years you're listening to me. Every year. You must have heard this before. Forgotten. So the cause of suffering, is, we say it is our craving, we say it is desire, right? Correct? At a deeper level, we will say that what exactly powers the craving actually. There is an even finer mental defilement, one of the three major mental poisons, that is called ignorance. Avidya, yes, avidya in Pali. So avidya, that means no knowledge, that means like lacking in knowledge, is not, but then you will ask me again, okay, what knowledge? So the lacking in the knowledge of the understanding of the reality of self and phenomena. Wow. So actually it is simply we don't really know what's going on. We don't know what's going on in our minds. We don't really know what the world is all about, right? So when we read the newspaper, for example, we see a lot of things, like bomb here, bomb there. And also we are looking at the outside world. So someone once asked this very great master Ajahn Chah, Ajahn Chah, the Arahant, forest monk, in what they call that, in northeast Thailand, right? It was Ajahn Brahmavamso's teacher, and many other foreign forest monks in the Thai tradition who are Westerners also. So Ajahn Chah was this very enlightened bhikkhu. So somebody said, when I look at the news and all, it's very depressing and all, and also what should I do? And then Ajahn Chah actually said, you are looking outside, you don't even know what's going on inside. How are you able to understand outside? Then instead of understanding what's going on outside, it's better to come inside and understand the nature of your own reality. So that the inside world we don't know. So we are trying to understand the outside world. So this is exactly what the Buddha said. Don't ask stupid questions about when the world was formed, who formed the world, so all these things, so it's like who created, whether there is God or there is no God, all these kinds of things, that one is belonging to the outside world. The Buddha said, why waste your time looking at the outside world when you don't even know what's going on in your inner world? Correct? So now let me come back to the topic of ignorance. So ignorance is that we don't know what's going on in our inner world, right? We don't. We don't know what's going on inside. We don't know what's going on outside. So the quality of not knowing, not understanding is called ignorance. So now, one of the major things that we need to understand is that ignorance, we think that there is this bus, I tell you one story that Ajahn Brahm told last time. You want to hear or not? This is not my story. I always copy other people's story. But forgive me, I don't have any stories, what they have said. Yeah? It is about the bus. So, one time, Ajahn Brahm was giving a simile of a bus. The simile of the bus is that one fine day, there was one person, was sitting in the bus, and then sometimes the bus passes the paddy fields. Wow, so beautiful. And then sometimes it passes by the very slum, the garbage, pile on the roadside. So this bus is going and the person is sitting down there. So it's like, so the bus is taking here and there, then he wants to stop. He said, bus driver, I've had enough now, I want to stop. So then after that, he's shouting at the bus driver, he said, I want to stop. Stop the bus. But then the bus never stopped. He said, how come the bus is not stopping? So he said hello, stop the bus. And then he went to the front. He said, this bus driver is very, very stubborn. I've been asking to stop the bus for the longest time and the bus driver is not stopping. Let me go and see and let me go and talk to the bus driver. So when he went to the front of the bus, to his utter shock and disbelief, what? No driver. There is no driver. Now you understand your reality or not? Can understand or not? No driver one. So then, who is sitting here and who is sitting there? Who is it? So if there is no driver, the Buddha said actually, there is no driver. All this scenery that you're seeing and all, what? It's what? There is pre-programmed destiny. What? No driver means so. That is nobody creating karma. Or somebody is creating the karma. What does it mean by no driver? It's very dangerous, If you really think, you can think in a very wrong way. No driver can also mean that there's nobody to create karma. I don't care, I do whatever I want to do, isn't it? That's not what the Buddha said, The no driver means, actually speaking, if you really look at it, it's like taking an onion and then you peel, inside there is nothing. Right? Okay, I'll give you another example from, you remember this Milinda Panna? Which is the conversation, it's a very ancient Buddhist text. It's a conversation between Bhikkhu Nagasena and King Menander of, it's a Greek king in northwest India, Afghanistan. So these were actually Greco, Indo-Greek kings of 2000 years ago. So King Milinda Menander, actually his Greek name is Menander. So King Menander actually asked Bhante Nagasena about our existence. So then the Bhante Nagasena gave the example of what? Like a chariot. But if I give you an example of a chariot, you might not know what a chariot is. So better give you an example of a car. Right? So a car has what? So what is a car? Did the car suddenly spring up from somewhere? Or the car arose depending on causes and conditions? Sister Vinita? Nothing. I just wanted to say that how popular she was, that everywhere she goes, everybody's eyes follows her. So now let's talk about the car. So now, can you tell me the components of a car? So if you all say we all drive Proton, right? So my car number is J359. Okay? Let's just say that. My car number is that. And then what car do you drive? Well, I drive a proper. What color? It is red in color, right? And all. So when you look at your car every day, do you look at your car like there's one tire there, there's one body here, there's one mirror there, or you look at the car as one whole, right? So you say I'm going to drive the car. You don't say I'm going to sit on the tire or sit on the. You don't use these kinds of conventions, isn't it? So in the same way also, Sister Vinita, my dear friend, I wouldn't look at her and say that your leg or your ear, isn't it? Even though, let's just dissect Sister Vinita, because everybody, wherever she goes, people follow. So it's good to give an example using Sister Vinita. My apologies, but you get a lot of merits. So now, Sister Vinita is made up of what?
Yeah, wake up, okay.
Sister Vinita. See, Sister Vinita is made up of a laugh, right? A very, hearty laugh. And then what else?
Laugh.
Yeah. So which means that skin, right? The skin, the hair,
The voice.
yeah. So what else? What else? How can we? So when we look at Sister Vinita, are we looking at the hands or the legs? What are we looking at? When we look at Sister Vinita, we look at her as a whole. We don't suddenly look at the leg. Where are you, Vinita? You look at the leg. Or you're just looking at the hair. No, isn't it? So you're looking at one person and then looking at them by default as one whole chunk. Sorry. And when you're looking at me, so when you're looking at me, you're not going to look at my ear. You're not looking at my nose, and you say that just the nose is there, or my mouth is doing the talking. So at this point in time, you can only see the mouth. Is that happening without the body? Or maybe unless you're super visual, so maybe you can blank out everything else and just the mouth is how frightening. Yeah. So anyway, it doesn't work like this. You see me as a whole, you just don't see the mouth, isn't it? Or just the hands are flapping around here and there. Right? So what does this tell you? So this is very closely related to the bus driver just now. This tells me and you, the Buddha said, that we are all made up of parts. Right? So what are we made of? I've already explained. So the Buddhist text explained that we are actually none other than the 5 aggregates. Right? We have a what? Body, and we have the mind. Plus up together, then, because all these causes and conditions, and then the mind is what? Is it the same every second? The feelings are changing because we say we have feelings of Vedana, Sanya. So the feelings are all the time changing. Every now and then when we hear, we smell something, we generate feelings, and then after that we say, oh, what kind of feeling? Oh, this is a char-kway-teow smell. So all this discrimination is there. 20 times eat the char-kway-teow becomes a skara, so become a seed. I love char-kway-teow, right? So that is all our existence. That's it. And then this 5 sense consciousness, and then the Mano Vijnana. So all these 5 aggregates mixed up together, and then Sister Vinita arises. So and then I arise. So when it comes to such a time where one element goes off, say the breath goes off in my rupa, then no more. So am I a stand-alone entity? That's what I want to ask you. So I'm made up of parts, Am I permanent? I'm impermanent. Okay, that's another quality. And then the third one is, am I just sitting down here, no need to eat?
No.
No need to breathe?
No.
So that means I am dependent or independent? Dependent on what?
Air.
Dependent on air, I'm dependent on water, I'm dependent on the sun, I'm dependent on others, I'm kindness to feed me, right? To pay me. I work at the lecturer, so that I get some income from the university. So I'm dependent on the kindness of others, correct? All the time. So this is what the Buddha was saying. We are not independent beings. We are dependent. So therefore our existence is depending on causes and conditions. Depending. Right? Independence of this, that one arises. Independence of that, that arises. Right? So therefore, now, not understanding that we are not a chunk, we think that we are a chunk, but not understanding that we are made of parts is the real ignorance that the Buddha was talking about. That means we don't know. So when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we only see this one chunk. And then that one chunk, we label it with a chalk. It's called I. And then once there is an I, and then, remember I talked to you about the duality? So if you got big, you got short, if you got I, then must have
You.
must have you lah. So if there is an us, must be them. Correct or not? So that's the fundamental flaw of our design. the way we think, that's the fundamental flaw. That means that is the wrong view of self. We call it the michabiti, So it's like wrong view. We think that there is when there isn't any. What is there is, we think that there is one real Sister Vinita that born already like that one. She's been there since the beginning of time in this form and it never changed. She was never a baby, she was just like this. Well, if Sister Vinita truly exists, then she should never have been a baby. She will have come in this form and she will be here for the next million years in the same form, no need to eat, no need to breathe. But is that correct? It sounds very silly, isn't it? But that's how we think. Inside, we never think one and all. So we just accept everything as real. My God, your God, oh my God. So all these funny things, So my what? My religion, your religion, us, them, my country, your country. So we become nationalistic in our country. We don't like foreigners, isn't it? Because it's them, right? Hello? If we go to their country, we are the foreigners. It's so relative, isn't it? So can you see this, the irony of our existence? That is the root cause of our being in samsara, suffering. Now let me explain to you. When we have an I and we have an other, right? Now when we have an I, we also have a my. So if you don't think yourself as a chunk, then you will never have the idea of mind. If you think that you're dependent on something else, then you will never have the idea of mind. But because we think that we are this one whole block, that chunk, so we start grabbing things. This is my phone, my bag, my bottle, my robes, my body, my. So the my is called what? Possession. The idea of grabbing. What is this called? Gimme, get. In simple mental poison Buddhism, what do you call it? Lobha. Yes. So you have an ignorance, and you have the ignorance actually is the root cause for your lobha. It's not yours. It's not mine, it's not yours. It's just lobha, but we take possession of it because nothing is ours, but we take possession. And then, if we don't get it, then we have... you got it. Yes. If this is mine. If somebody takes it away from me, I get angry. Right? Yes, correct. Right? So anger. So that's why we have this in the Bhava Chakra, the wheel of samsara, the diagram in Tibetan Buddhism. Do you see this what do they call that? There's 3 animals, right? What are the 3 animals? One of them is a snake, isn't it? The snake represents the anger, the evil, the hatred, So why do we have hatred? Anybody ever understood? You all like to talk about God. We love it, isn't it? When the universe was born and this and that, Beloved, have we ever asked where did our anger come from? That's a better question, isn't it? Have you ever asked yourself, this anger, actually, when is his birthday? Who gave birth to this anger? Where is this anger coming? And why is it always following me everywhere? I mean, it's like, who even invited the anger into the house? So-called house, And then how come I'm greedy? I mean, it's like, where did the greed come from? If, the stars are there, the moon, the whatever, in nature, gravity, the law of karma, then where did this anger come from? Where did this greed come from? You got think like that? Never think. God. Good or not? Surely you got to think about God, right? Whether got God or don't have God, right? Right? You must have thought about it. You must have thought about who created the universe, right? You must have thought about who created these beautiful plants and all, right? Why have you never asked yourself who created the anger? Where did the anger come from? Where did the greed come from? And most importantly, where did the ignorance come from? We already discussed that there is a mental poison called ignorance from defilement, right? Now that one also came from somewhere, isn't it? From where? No, we always say there is no driver, so what do we mean by self? So confusing now. So we should be asking the right questions according to Ajahn Chah. Ajahn Chah said, you worry about the universe, you worry about the teeth, whatever is happening here, there. Yes, of course, we have to be concerned we are living in this world, right? We are not out of this world, so we have to be concerned. But then again, be more concerned about your own mind. Inside your own mind, what is happening? You always ask about the birthday of your favorite star, everybody's birthdays, everybody's existence, the genesis of this, that, So this person born this time, that time, 5,000 years ago, the genealogy, How come you don't know your own mind? Where the anger came from? Because we never think, Isn't it we always scared to think? Or maybe we never thought about it. How many of you think that we have never thought about actually asking about Genesis questions? Genesis means the origin story of this anger, greed, and ignorance. But we want to know about where the char kway teow came from. Who actually, the Hainanese chicken rice I just found out, actually, is it really from Hainan Island? Or is it not? I don't think so. Somebody said no. So people say it's actually a Malaysian thing. It's never from Hainan. So you see, it's so important for me to know where the Hainanese chicken rice. Even I'm vegetarian also. I'm interested to know these kinds of things because my student comes from Hainan Island, and I asked my student. Then my student said, I never heard of it. So the point is that we like to ask Genesis questions related to the origin of this and that and this and that, except our own defilements. Correct? So then what to do? So now you ask me to talk about power of the mind. So just now, brother, his question answered by, bye, brother, thank you. So his question is already answered, right? So the reason why we are in this samsara is because where we are actually, if you don't ask me where the ignorance came from, okay? It's the same as asking who created the universe and all. It's been there and we have been around for some time. But I can, according to the Buddha's teachings, just share with you that we are here because we have not purified the mental poisons of ignorance, attachment and aversion. That is greed, hatred, delusion. Right? We have not purified that. And why we keep on coming back? So the reason why you keep on coming back is because we have this storehouse of this karmic seeds. So each time we don't like something, there's a seed, black seed. Each time we grab at something, also there is a seed. So our mind is constantly in the duality. I like, I don't like. I like, I don't like. Big, small, tall, short, this, that. So long as our mind is always discriminating, the discriminating mind, that is going to create karma. You get what I mean? So you want to don't ask. I cannot talk about karma and its inner workings today, no time. But enough to say that you think that you don't create karma, but actually we all do. Even if you are sitting in a cave somewhere, if you are not enlightened yet, but you don't meet anybody, you don't hear any sound, you don't smell anything, okay? You're completely sealed off, and probably you're even in a dark cave and there's nothing there. You have got no sound, smell, taste, touch, whatever it is, nothing. But you still have one more. Your mano vidyana is there. That means you can think about the past, you can think about the future, then you can think about, my bed, when I was small, so nice, now I'm in this cave, it's like the body is there, the five senses are controlled because got nothing to see, so dark, but the mind is thinking, reminiscing about the past, and then like, it's only another 1 more week left for my retreat. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. When I come out, I'm going to eat all the char kway teow. That's my mind lah. My mentality is like this, I go for retreat, then after that, after some time, I cannot take the food anymore. Then I start craving for roti canai. This is talking about overseas lah. We go, and we cannot tahan all the simple monastery food. Cannot really. We must come out to the samsara and eat our samsaric food. So the mind is already planning. So as long as your mind is not in the center, your mind, you drive, isn't it? Everybody drives. I hope. I think. Or even if you're not driving, you're the co-pilot of the car. Then when you use GPS, suddenly when you suddenly like drift away, there's a button there, recenter, isn't it? Recenter. You use Waze, right? Then you recenter it. So now we have to press the recenter button of our own minds. Why? Because right now also somebody is in the past, somebody is in the future, somebody is liking, and somebody is disliking. Right? Like, dislike, like. So now how to ground ourselves so in the center? So that is the power of the mind. So now, the question to be asked is, I don't want to create karma anymore, right? If I don't want to create karma anymore, so what should I do? That is the most important thing. Because now you understand, when you create karma, then you are definitely going to experience rebirth. Arahants, are they creating new karma? What did you learn in your Sunday school, or teach the Sunday school children, or learn in your in Buddhism 101 classes? When you attain arahanthood, the 4th stage of Buddhist sainthood, arahanthood, right? So, can an arahant create karma? The answer yes or no? Fresh new karma. Create, I didn't say experience, I said create new karma. Why? Why is an arahant no longer creating fresh new karma? The definition of an arahant is one who has already completely purified the 3 poisons, right? Which means that no more greed, hatred, and delusion. No more, yeah? So now, would you say that an arahant can experience the karmic effects of the past? Yes, correct. Like Angulimala and all of them, Reverend Moggallana, Arhat Moggallana, all had to experience the karma of the past. But they did not create fresh new karma, and therefore, in the birth of the arahant, in the last birth when they attain arahanthood, they are no longer, according to the sutras, they are no longer subject to next birth, rebirth. Correct? So now, how many of you aspire not to be reborn ever again? Right. So the question is, what are you doing about it? We say we don't want to be reborn, especially when you're very tired. So many assignments, I don't want to be reborn lah. Of so many, arguments in the family, with so much ups and downs, this and that, and all, so fed up already. This life is so hard. Don't want to come back lah. Or some people say, I come back lah, but I want to be free as a bird. Well, I don't. I think you better rethink, because yesterday I think about 30 old flamingos were killed by Emirates, yeah, in Mumbai, near Mumbai airport. You know, our beautiful flamingos. We see them on the street lights. You know, nowadays they are very cute, no? Yeah. Yeah. So please rethink whether you want to come back into the samsara or not. Yeah. So you think that you're free until such a time when somebody harms you. So now we need to find a solution. So now you know the theory. So what is the solution? How to harness the power of your mind to... Okay, what is your goal? Is this a tell you? Okay, today is Wesak Day, the birth, enlightenment and passing away of the Buddha, the historical Buddha. So now, may I ask if you all have any personal spiritual goals? Every year come back, sit down and then listen and then go back and then that is good. Every year come back with long life, good health. I want you all to come back. I myself want to come back. But come back, is there a milestone that we want to see? I'm not saying that Buddhism should be like project management or something like that. You have milestones and then KPIs and all. That's not what it is. But at least you know that you're progressing somehow or other. You will know if you're progressing, right? So what are your aspirations for, as a practitioner, who can share? The one to be reborn is one of the famous ones I hear. What else? Want to go to Nirvana? Yeah. So the one to be reborn? Yeah. Correct. Yes. So finding the way to go to Nirvana. Okay, that's very good. So is it, do you have any other aspirations here? There are some aspirations, like some people want to be Sukha Dhamma, right? Then you have 7 more lives to do, because you haven't had enough of this one. You need another 7, right? No problem. Yes, some of them want to become Sakadagami, some of them want to become Anagami, some of them want to become Arahant, right? So, right. So these are all the 4 stages of sainthood, by the way, for brothers and sisters who are not familiar with the Buddhist terminology. So these are actually the 4 stages of sainthood. So the thing is that you want to attain the first stage. What do you need to do? What can we do what kind of cultivation should we do in order to, to go closer to our spiritual goal? The spiritual goal, we say we want to attain Nirvana or Nirvana, right? But do you know, Nirvana is frightening. Don't say. Nirvana actually literally means like blown out, like extinction, like that,
It's like total annihilation.
That's why it's so scary. Okay, now I must set the record straight. Okay, when I asked you a question just now about who is experiencing and this, who is actually talking here, who is listening. If the Buddha said that there's no bus driver, there's no truly existing self, who is listening, who is talking, who is creating karma? Because we said that there's no self. Everything is empty of inherent existence. Everything exists depending on causes and conditions, so there is no truly existing being. Wow, then what? With this newfound knowledge, so how are we going to do? So basically you have to understand that we live in a relative world. There is a relative truth, there is an absolute truth. The absolute truth is that nothing exists without depending on causes and conditions, not even that I. That I does not exist. There is no truly existing I, there is no truly existing Sister Vinita, there is no truly existing you, there is no truly existing building. Everything arises depending on causes and conditions and mind-made. Right? So then again, who is experiencing the karma? There is, in the relative realm, there is this person who is made up of the 5 aggregates, who actually carries a mental continuum from one to another, one life to another. So because of the seeds that you have planted, the white seed is virtuous seed, the black seed is non-virtuous seed. So then so you carry this mental energy to the next life. So which people will ask whether the person who was reborn is the same as the person in the past life or not. Then the Buddha answered that the person is neither same nor not same. So which means it cannot be 100% safe because everything arises according to causes and conditions. If you were to split somebody apart, you can't put them back in, it will not be the same. So when a person is already basically disintegrated already from this life, but the mental continuum goes to the next life, so it cannot be the same, isn't it? It's difficult. So in a way, there is no annihilation, there is continuation. If you are in samsara. But brother's question is, nirvana means like a flame that is extinguished. So then, who wants to attain nirvana? I'm scared. Huh? Better don't then. If you don't, you cease to exist. But very scary one. So
if you don't say you don't achieve nirvana, then you intend to be reborn as something that you admire. So the craving is there, the desire is there.
Exactly.
It's not the seed of a clinging desire. It's still there.
as long as you have the clinging, as long as you have the want and you have the don't want, you have like and you have dislike, dislike, past, future, you are going to be reborn. I'm going to be reborn. That's fine. So now, what is nirvana? So, is nirvana like no more Vinita already? Vinita has been here, Sister Vinita has been here for aeons. I have been here for aeons. And then, in the eventual event, I pray that we attain nirvana, and then that means, Baba, sister, I don't see you anymore. Sorry, I miss you. And you will miss me. I hope, yeah. But so then we both become arahants, and then finish the story. Is that how it is? So what dies out? What goes off? It's basically your defilements have died, your mental poisons have been snuffed out, but your mental continuum will be in a state of what? No, energy, can you kill energy? For those of you who study physics, is energy created and energy destroyed? So then can we say that your consciousness, will it be destroyed? Consciousness never gets destroyed.
To another form.
Then it's the same as dying. Rebirth also, then we go to another form. So for those of us who are overly attached to our existence, so-called existence, the good news is that then a person who has attained nirvana does not carry the baggage of defilements, does not carry the craving for existence, does not carry the craving for non-existence. Do you know that there is a craving for existence, there is a craving for non-existence? Some people want to die and finish up the story, and some people want to continue to live on and create more stories, right? So we are here to completely purify our mental continuum. So it is such a state where the extinction is not your mental continuum does not cease to exist, but it is that defilements that you carry from lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. That those adventitious defilements are the ones that go. Finally, does it sound nice? Sounds good? Do you like it? So now, for the last few minutes, I want to actually really talk about the power of the mind. So, now, if you want to progress in your practice, we need to start centering our mind, keeping our mind like stable, equanimity, without being blown by the winds of likes, dislikes, past and future. So when we meditate, right, tell yourself, that I'm sitting down in meditation now, right? So you breathe in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in, breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. You breathe in, you breathe out. So try a little bit, yeah? Very very short exercise. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. So then, now you observe your mind. Where is it? Whether your mind is in the past or your mind is in the future, just tell yourself that the past is gone, it's never coming back, and the future has not yet come. You cannot go back and change the past, and neither can you jump into the future because you're excited. The present is the only real moment that you have. The past and the future are just relative to the present, without having a true existence of its own. Right? So these likes and dislikes also. So now you may be like feeling like you want something, so there's this energy of pulling, and then you don't want something, there's the energy of pushing. So you have this like, you have this dislike, you have this, attachment, and then you have this aversion. So be very aware. So when you are breathing in and out, be aware of the mental processes, be aware of your thoughts. Where are they at this point in time? Are they in the past? Are they in the future? Are they, are you grabbing of something that you like? Or are you pushing away something that you don't like? Once you are aware where you are standing now, in terms of where you're caught up, using the energy of mindfulness, gently bring your mind back to your breath. So this mindfulness is the anchor. Mindfulness is the anchor for you to truly harness the power of your mind. The mind is extremely powerful. But you know why we are not powerful? Because we are very busy in the past, we are very busy in the future. We're very busy grabbing at things, very busy, pushing things away. Let go. Let go for this moment in time, and just think that the present moment is the only true moment that you're truly alive. And then you breathe in and breathe out, and then you enjoy the moment. Not in a clinging sort of way, but just in a joyous way. Just enjoy the aeons that you have not come back to yourself. Now you know what a self is, right? The actual self, there isn't any concrete self. But for the sake of relative truth, the convention, we say self. So breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. So let go of the past, it is gone. Let go of the future, it has not arrived. Let go of likes, let go of dislikes, and then ground yourself in your breath. Somewhere, ground yourself in the middle. Not blown away by likes and dislikes. So when you can be fully in the middle, then you start realizing that actually you're not clinging to anything. The very fact that you cling, that is diminishing the power of your mind, your mental energy. You cling to past, future, like, dislike. It's just so much of energy wastage. So we need to harness the energy of the mind, the power of the mind, by conserving this precious mental energy. Our mental energy is very, very precious. Don't waste it. Don't waste the mental energy. So now, don't wait until you become, you die, and then you say that you want to achieve peace. Peace is not something to be achieved. The moment you let go, naturally peace will arise. Nibbana is not something that you are clinging to. If you say you want Nibbana, the Nibbana will go further away, because you are wanting something. Drop the idea of wanting and not wanting, past and future. Just drop any idea. The idea, just drop it. Just let go. The moment you let go of any idea, like, dislike, then automatically tall and short, black and white will make no sense to you whatsoever. Try it and see. So breathing in, you're aware you're breathing in. Breathing out, you're aware that you're breathing out. No past, no future, no like, no dislike. Just be in the present moment and enjoy your breath. Not clinging to the breath. Just enjoy until you become one with your breath. There is no duality. And then the highest mental energy is loving kindness and compassion. So for all of us, okay, let me please give me a little bit more time, just another 5 minutes, it's very precious today, very important for us to very quickly understand loving kindness and compassion as a mental energy for you to uplift yourself and create better karmic results for yourself. How? Do you see yourself saying that I always suffer only? I always suffer, I'm always suffering. Why always happens to me? Why does it always happen to me? I don't see it happening to other people. It's always me. When I cannot summon, the parking ticket always comes to me. The 20 times that I park correctly, nothing happens. The one time that I park, that also because I had no choice, that is the time I get. So it's always, so it's that the whole universe is conspiring to teach me a lesson. Is that really true? Is it true? Or is it, okay, there is a saying that if there is a solution, right, then apply the solution, right? And if there is no solution, then you should change the way you think about the problem. There's a paradigm shift is needed in our society, especially Buddhist we are practicing. So we always say karma, oh it's our karma, oh it's our karma, oh it's our karma. So that is, I have so much negative karma of the past, so now I'm getting all this. So much negative. So that's why my life is stuck like that because of all the negative karma. Okay, if you have negative karma, it's good that you know that you have created causes and conditions in the past to experience such a karma. Now, are you supposed to sit down and whine about it? Or can you do something about it? Can you change the story, change the narrative, have a paradigm shift? Can you do that? How? First thing is, I would like each and every one of you here in this room today to start using positive language in your mind. You all will argue with me that our Buddhist sutras are full of negative language, suffering, dissatisfaction and all. Well, this is coming from an enlightened being who is beyond conventions, like, dislike. Well, we are still wallowing in in the dichotomy of like, dislike, big, small, all these kinds of things. We are still, drowning. So I would like to suggest to you that until you meet me again next year, assuming that I will be here next year. So let's do a homework. So from now onwards, whenever anything happens to us, can we say that instead of why me, like this is horrible, this is awful. Can we think of it that wow, this is like this is nothing compared to what it could have been. An opportunity. So we always wallow in the mud of negativity, and guess what happens? So if you set your frequency, the radio frequency to negativity, then the outcome will be, and then you attract what? Negativity. So the moment you change the narrative, let's say for example, somebody is very sick, right? So if you say that I'm very sick, I'm very sick, I'm very sick, you are actually affirming to yourself, you're telling yourself to manifest. The mind is manifesting what you think. The language that you use in your mind is manifesting. So if you are going to say that you're very sick, then you're going to be sick. you are going to be sick. Even though you already create the karma of sickness, you are creating a fresh karma because of your negative mind to continue to experience one form of sickness, misfortune, money loss, over and over again because of your thinking. Yes, you may have lots and lots of years, many years of experiencing the past negative karma, but because of your negative response to the ripening of negative karma, so therefore you think that you have got a billion years store of negative karma that you can never clear, you lose hope, and then you become trapped in negativity. So now, sometimes the sad thing is that people, who knows, because we are not Buddha, so we don't know whether how much is negative karma and how much is negative karma of the past, or how much is negative karma you're creating as a response to the negative karmas, the vipakas that are ripening. Food for thought. So the mind is very powerful. The mind will do your bidding. The mind is the master, right? And the conditions is a slave. So when your mind says that this is an opportunity, it will be an opportunity. Because not everything is karma. So Buddhists like to blame everything on karma. And karma is not fatalism. Fatalism meaning that everything is predestined. That's not true. So the Buddha said that we are the architects of our own destiny. So it means, so the Buddha never said that when the negative karma ripens, you have to, you're destined to just suffer in that rut, that mud. You're wallowing in that mud and you can't come out of it. So, may I suggest a conventional way of changing the language of your mind? So instead of using the word sickness, you say that I am what? I'm well enough. I'm what do you call it? If let's say you're not very happy, or you might be having very major illness, so you say that I am well enough, better than so many other people, right? Can we say that? And I will overcome this. I will overcome this. So then, anytime you have any problem whatsoever, you just say that, this is an opportunity. Great. You don't say why it happened to somebody else. Say that it happened to me because I can take it. It happened to me because it's a test for me. Fantastic. These are the kinds of words that you use. So instead of losing hope, you say that everything comes to me. Say that, why not me? Because of your loving kindness and compassion, would you rather go to your family or to somebody else in the street? If negativity comes to you, out of loving kindness and compassion, can you not accept it and say that I'm a student of the Buddha, I'm a child of the Buddha, I can change my circumstances because I already learned from the Buddha. So that's why it's coming to you, right? Can we change the language? And when you look at things with a different view, so instead of always thinking of the more you think that I will lose money, I always lose lah, then you will always lose. I can't do this lah, then you will never do it. I'm going to be stuck in this job forever, then you will be. I cannot be enlightened in this life, you won't. Simple as that. Because you are affirming that in your mind. So I would like to end the talk with a very, very important message to you, that from now onwards, please check the language of your mind, because you're manifesting every single moment. The energy of the mind is so strong that whatever you think eventually manifests. And you talk about karma. What is karma? Karma is nothing to do with something up there, some divine being giving you karmic rewards for good and karmic retribution for evil deeds. No. The energy of karma, actually the law of karma is actually neutral. What you put in is what you get back in return. So if you are having negative circumstances right now, you already have negative circumstances. On top of that, the way you respond is negative. So what are you going to get back in return? Karma is you will say that the law of karma is very mean. It never teaches the bad people a lesson. Only teaches us because the more we practice the teachings of the Buddha, the more bad karma, the more bad things happen to us. Some people think like this, but actually, the more you think like this, the more it will become like this. So because it's like neutral, we always think that karma has got like some kind of a consciousness that it's consciously taking revenge on Vinita only. Don't know why. When other people get it good, you are always getting bad. Because what you put in, you get. That's it. So think about it. What do you want to put in tomorrow? If some negative circumstance comes tomorrow, It's just a mirror reflecting, So please put in as much positivity into the universe, and don't. It's like we say, there's a war in Palestine, there's a war here, there's this, the country is like that. So if you were to keep on saying the country is like this, the people are like that, there is no peace, there's a lot of conflict, that's what's going to happen. So can we change it and say, the country is prosperous, we've got so much natural resources, we've got so many kind people, Can we look at the positive aspects and amplify those aspects? And we are not lying. We just don't see the good because all the bad is always reported. So you be the agent of change in your own mind by changing your language, changing the narrative, changing the outcomes. Meet me next year and see whether your life becomes better. Yes? Can we do that? So thank you so much. I don't think we have any time for Q&A. Maybe later if you want to ask me, we can.
Thank you, Venerable, for sharing. May I know any questions?
You're okay, right?
I'm okay. I can sit until night. So my Baptist might be very upset with me.
You just need to go for the procession.
Yeah. Please ask, especially on the methods. Ask me practical questions on how you can, overcome certain things rather than philosophical questions, because we have done too much philosophy. Now we need something practical.
Dr. Karma,
Yes.
what if this positive talking doesn't work? Like you keep telling yourself that.
See, I told you, classic example.
like it started well, then after that, just
Not effective.
not effective. I just wondering.
Okay, thank you for the question. Yeah. So Yan is a good friend of mine, so that's why I can tease her. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Dr. Karma, maybe 20
Yeah, 20 years. So So thank you, Yan, for the question. So it doesn't work because it hasn't. You haven't allowed it to work. When okay. You're not merely paying lip service. A lot of people, we say that, how are you? I'm very well, thank you, but actually dying inside. It's like, that's why I say don't exaggerate. Yeah, don't be overly exaggerate. Don't overly exaggerate. Like if you're having a major illness, you cannot say that I'm 100% well. You will say that I'm well enough, relatively speaking, I'm better than the person next door, for example. So I'm good, right? I'm good to the extent that I can speak. I can, my mind is very clear. So these are the things that you work on, something which is more closer to reality, right? So, but if you're a person who believes very, very strongly, there's nothing stopping you to say that I'm actually well. Cured even. It depends on your mindset. So a lot of people don't believe. People don't believe. That's why it doesn't work. Because you think this is all just affirmations. Actually, really are just something which is nice to say, but it never really works, and it has never worked for anybody. That is not true. That is not true. It worked for me many, many, many times. And it worked for hundreds of other people who truly believe in the power of their own mind. Nobody is asking you to believe in an external entity. Nobody is asking you to believe lock, stock and barrel without checking. The Buddha in the Kalama Sutta said that we have to check. Don't believe in the power of authority. Don't believe in the teacher sitting and talking to you now. Right? Don't believe even in the Buddha also unless you have tested it in the light of your own experience. Correct? Right? But having said that, don't lose heart by trying it once, twice. You really, really have got to have faith in your own ability, because your mind is very, very strong. Like say, for example, some of us say that I can never become I can never become a good person. Maybe Angulimala thought like this, I can never become a good person, but the Buddha believed in Angulimala. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You have killed 999 people. It doesn't mean that you cannot turn over a new leaf. And then later on, Angulimala started believing in himself that he also actually composed a parita to help a mother deliver a child. He said that after I have been reborn, that means after he has become entered the order of the bhikshu, after he became a sangha, he has never ever harmed any sentient being. By the power of these virtuous deeds, may this mother and child be safe. And that parita is until today still being chanted. Why? Why are we chanting it? That's a positive affirmation. And that is some person who has transformed from a so-called evil being into an arhat. And if he initially he was having doubts because he didn't realize that the Buddha, the power of the Buddha's kindness and compassion showed him that you can. Yes, you can do it because the power of your mind, it's your own mind, it's not mine. I'm not going to purify your sins. I'm not going to be doing the homework for you. You are going to do the homework, and you can do it because you have the ability, the mental capacity to do it. And he became an arhat. So if somebody can become an arhat by having such a negative background, Bhikkhuni Patachara can become an arhat even after losing the entire family, right? So why can't we? Kissa Gautami, after losing her son and going berserk in the village, after going to the Buddha, having so much of mental agony. After some time, when her mind was, if she could accept the reality of impermanence, death, then she started practicing and she attained the fruits of liberation. So if we are talking about liberation. Now we are just talking about small affirmations, right? So small affirmations, you have to believe in yourself, in the power of your own mind. Because the mind is extremely powerful. It's what you throw. If I throw a ball at you, Yan, right? It will bounce. The ball doesn't go into your head and stick there, right? It bounces back, right? So what I throw at you will eventually come back at me. So what balls are you throwing? It will come back to you. So when you're not sure, your ball is like some half black, half white. The black is like, I don't know, down, Then the white is I try lah. I've got 50% trust, but 50% I don't believe it. All this mumbo jumbo lah. All this positive new age kind of thingy, It's not new age kind of thingy. It's actually the wisdom of the Buddha. It's framed in a positive way for you because every century we are changing. It's not the 21st century is not the time to talk about suffering only. People already have got very serious mental health issues. We have to reframe. Am I answering your question yet? Or not really? You have to be patient also. It doesn't work like overnight. Because you have been throwing things, you have been actually pouring a lot of negativity into the universe. If you have been pouring a lot of negativity into the universe is just recycling whatever that you have already poured. So now you have to put in extra effort to pour in positivity so that the results will come. The results will come in a mixture of black and white until such a time they will become fully white. But you have to be patient. But it 100% works when you change the language of your mind. 100% it does work. I have full conviction. Because the Buddha said that if we can all attain enlightenment, why can't we just be positive? Thank you. Any other questions?
Hi, thank you for letting me speak. You said I like the meditation was very nice, and then you said the meditation allows you to be in the present. And when I'm in the present, there is no like it's neither good or bad lah, right? Because it's you're in the present, right? So then the talking in your mind or the affirmation, doesn't really work lah, right? Because you are in the present. Like if you are in the present, then you don't need to tell yourself you're okay lah, right? Because you are, whatever is the present lah, right? Something like that.
Actually, thank you very much, anyways, Shrikal, and welcome, Albibirji. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, basically, when you're meditating, when you are in the present moment, then that is fine. You don't have to tell affirmations, but you can, at times when you are sinking into negativity, that is the time. That is the time to make positive affirmations, right? And that is why the practice of loving kindness and compassion is very important, even in the Sikh tradition. When you meditate, you do Nam Simran and all, right? But at the same time, the gurus have taught Jati Kala, isn't it? That is to be always in the high spirits, correct? Yes. So, and the concept of Jati Kala in Sikhism is actually none other than a positive affirmation for you to be able to overcome all negative states of mind. That just 2 words. It summarizes whatever that I'm talking today. So when should it be applied? When the mind is sinking. So when you are in the present moment, when you're meditating, yes. So I'm sorry, the timing of that, I thought that because I lacked time, So, but actually, what I meant to say was during your meditation or during your daily, whether you're walking, sitting, sleeping, doing your work and all, you observe your mind. If your mind is starting to become a bit toxic, a little bit negative, it's heavy and it's pulling you down, you can feel the mind is going towards darkness. Then you bring up those affirmations, So situations that are there, and then we have the mental chatter. All 94% of our thoughts are recycled, old thoughts, and mostly criticizing thoughts. We are always negative. I don't like this. I don't like that. That person is negative. That person is this. That person is that person. That person is nothing to do with us. We are putting our labels on that person. That person doesn't even truly exist, as we all already learned, right? So whatever labels that we put on that person, like or dislike, is actually. It's not her business or his business, it's you who are actually disturbing. Last time, there was once Ajahn Chah. Somebody, there was noise. One of the monks said, there's a lot of noise, I cannot meditate. So much of noise. Then Ajahn Chah said, the monk expected a solution. That Ajahn Chah will say, okay, now I'll change your kuti, or I'll send you to another monastery, or I'll send you deeper into the forest, or I'll get rid of the people. So, so it's always we want conditions to be right for ourselves. We cannot change our mind, Other people must change for us, isn't it? Is it correct? Which is easier? Is it easier to to actually, to lather the entire planet just because you don't want to step on thorns? Or to lather your feet so that you can step on thorns wherever you go, no sweat? Which one is easier? To lather the entire surface of the planet? Or to lather just your feet? And cheaper also, right? In the same way, does it make sense to actually get rid of all the noise in this world and all the negative conditions, all the people that we don't like? This world will be empty because there's nobody else is better than us. It's me who's the best. I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like this, I don't like that. Sooner enough, you wish if we had 3 wishes, the first wish itself, everybody will disappear. Nobody will be left in this world. Then we want everybody back too late, because there's a disclaimer that you can't wish people back. Because they arise depending on causes and conditions. So those causes and conditions don't come back anymore. Anyway, sorry for being silly, but you get what I mean, right? So what was my point? My point is actually very simple. That Ajahn Chah didn't tell him to change the external conditions, and neither did Ajahn Chah said, I'm going to change the external conditions. In fact, it is interesting. What Ajahn Chah said is, it is not the noise that is disturbing you. It is you who is disturbing the noise. Again, it's not the negative circumstances that are disturbing you. It is the way your mind is wired to respond to the negativity that is disturbing you and your destiny. So you change your narrative. It's not the external. No, the external is there. But it's the way we respond to the external. We cannot let the external, the key of our happiness cannot lie in the hands of external entities. Because the key has always been within us. And the key is paradigm shift of the way we think about everything. And the moment you think you start being negative, take that key, the positivity, and unlock the positive potential. And how to do that? Yet, if you are not successful, please start doing loving kindness meditation every day. When your mind is going into negativity, first and foremost, even during meditation, do loving kindness meditation. Loving kindness meditation. So may my heart be peaceful and free, may my mind be happy, may my body be healthy, may I be well and happy. So the thing is that when we don't have a sense of well-being, we can never change our narrative because we are so unhappy. So the first step, before you change your terminology, perhaps you have to really do your loving kindness meditation. Do loving kindness for yourself and for the ones that are near to you. And then until such a time when you're strong, then you start extending it to people that you think you don't like. Why I say think you? Because actually it's just your mind that is tricking you. There is no inherent like and dislike. All these your mental projections, and we are disturbing the world like how the young monk disturbed the noise. So we are disturbing everybody. We put the label like, dislike, friend, foe, good and bad. Everything is actually our own labels. So we have messed up the entire world. The entire world is actually on fire because of everybody's mental projection, which isn't even true. The worst part is that it's all like a dream. It's all false. It's false ideas just being churned out from our selfish minds. So you see how your mind is tricking you. That's why I say mind is very powerful. The power of the mind is such that it will tell you it's very hard, don't do yet. 2-3 times you try enough, fourth time it was supposed to work, but you gave up at the third part and the fourth. So because the mind is the most super powerful entity, it can move mountains literally, and the entire world that you see here is actually manifested by mind, the built up world that you see here, right? Correct or not? So you see how powerful it is. Mind can either destroy, the power to destroy everything or the power to restore everything. You choose. If you can't settle your own life, you're destroying your own life. We are all destroying our own lives through negativity. So be very, very careful of your body, speech and mind, what you put into the universe. If you don't want the universe to repackage it and give it back to you, then don't give that kind of present to the universe. What goes around comes around. And this brings me back to one story of the Buddha. Once there was a Brahmin who asked the Buddha, who scolded the Buddha, so abusive. And then the Buddha was very calm, no reaction, because the Buddha's mind knew that it is just sound and coming from a person who does not truly exist. And then it's also, whatever is there is a mental projection of like and dislike. These are all dualities of the mind, and Buddha has no duality anymore. So the argument, the scolding didn't affect the Buddha. Then the Brahmin got so tired of cursing and swearing, and then once he got so tired, then he asked the Buddha, didn't any of my cursing and swearing and scolding have any effect on you? Then the Buddha just smiled, and then the Buddha said, answer me. The Brahmin said. Then the Buddha answered. He said, well, Brahmin, if somebody were to give you a gift and you refuse to accept it, whom would the gift go back to? Then he said, naturally it will go back to the giver. There you are. So therefore, if we are angry, if we curse, if we put all the rubbish into the universe, then naturally that gift will come back to us. So you think very carefully. Body, speech, mind. Your thoughts, your words and your actions. It's not only your words and your actions. That are things that other people can see. Don't cheat yourself. We cannot lie to ourselves, and neither can we lie to karma, the force of karma. Whatever we think, that mental energy, we think that we are safe because we are not uttering it out, or we are not doing, we're not. Whatever the rubbish is in the mind is also part of the rubbish that is going to be repackaged and come back to you. You throw the negativity of the mind into the universe throws it back to you. That's it. What you get is what you have given. There is no gift that comes back to you without you having given it in the first place. Karma is neutral and it's fair. So now think very carefully. You want to make life better for you, so you have to change your mental energy, the way you respond. And the most important, highest energy, the highest energy, mental energy is loving kindness and compassion for yourself, for others. And then that energy you put into the universe, you will only get back loving kindness, you will get back compassion. You are generous without expecting anything in return, you will get back. Right? So everything you give, you're going to get back. So you see, you give and then you give it with regret and all, then that same energy will come back to you. Right? So I think enough, maybe, yeah? You want the Venerable Sangha to read? Yes. Yes. So thank you so much. So very quick dedication. Sunamdi Hamjezi Bani Tobini Betranam Hamjini Gegamati Bala Tupayi Zipe Sobeto Wadro Warisho Jambe Pavo Jitara Kepada Kuntu Sapo Deyam Dishi Dita Pingi Jisoda Kuji Geva Dita Hamjera Puro Luji Pegava Hamji Imo Hamaja Badi Dagi Geve Samadi Kuja Sapo Jira Mare Geva Kutu Yanda Lama Rami Kitana Juji Sadalanji Yante Lazuni Tuji Jagi Gupan Yukosho Sangi Kusoni Peji Lada Chini Minjurti Peji Lada Gedi Michi Peji Laki Jitara Ruva Mulandu Karisho Pade Sabe Lama Rinpoche Dagi Chivo Bebe Jula Kadinji Pogoni Chizote Kuso Tagi Wadu Sadu Serapade Lame Laparatapana Kiti Samyan Utami Kisi Tisele Paratuvi Mibigi Lame La Sema Juparisho Tasevata Jiti Shapada Jesu Yira Gujin Suwaye Gewa Juze Dagi Sapata Chezupe Jaju Mo Lama Kukan Zala Sulvate Chutu Guseri La Sulvate Trinde Dashi Kila Sulvate Lama Dandrawa Neparjigi Lo Jaju Zipjo Rinpoche Maki Pana Kijuriji Kepanya Pame Payang Gune Gonglu Kevarisho Kane Tama Rinpoche Maki Pana Kijuriji Kepanya Pame Payang Gune Gonglu Kevarisho Rinye Tama Rinpoche Maki Pana Kijuriji Kepanya Pame Payang Gune Gonglu Kevarisho. Thank you very much. If I have made any mistakes, the body, speech, and mind, if I've done anything to hurt any of you, yeah, or any mistakes, I seek your forgiveness. Thank you.
Right. Finally, we have come to the end of our Wesak 2024 program. We are very grateful to all our Sangha members, SDS staff and volunteers who came together and made Wesak 2024 a memorable event. Hereby, we would like to invite our Sangha members for the closing blessing. To all our sponsors, and place my palms together and say Maha Sadhu. May the blessings of the Triple Gem be with you and your families. We wish you longevity, good health, peace, and joy. Can I invite the Venerables to conduct the closing chant and blessing?
Sabbiyo vihajantu sambharo vihansato mate kāpāṅgarayo shri yuko bhagavato sāpamanghalam arpantu rabbadevataārapurumtāṅgārena satālosti bhavantu te bhavatu sāpamanghalam rakkantu sāppadevataārapurumtāṅgārena satālosti bhavantu te bhavatu sāpamanghalam Rakkantu Sappadevataārapurumtāṅgārena satālosti bhavantu te Nampatyakabhūtānaṁ Pāpatmānivarāparitasārupāvena Antu te sammupaddane Andurnimittam navamangalañca Yośāmanāpo Saunākta Sattho Pāpakkavo Dussu pinang akandam buddhaṃ bhavena vināsamintu yantu dhammānubhavena vināsamintu saṅghānubhavena vināsamintu dukkhaṃ pattājani dukkhamaya pattājani paya sokam pattājani soka ontu sabbe pipānino sabbe sucakkavālesu yakkhā devāca brahmano yannam me katam punyam sabba sampatti sādakam sabbe tam anumoditva samakkhāsāsane ratā pamādarita ontu ārakkātu viṣe Sāsanam vicaropasya devārakkhantu sabbada sāsanam vicaropasya devārakkhantu sabbada sabbin ontu sukhi sabbe parivāre yattano anīkārumanām sāsabbe ñāti vīrājato vā chorato vā manussato vā amanussato vā abhito vā vrakato vā pisājato vā Pānukato vā pandakato vā nakkhatrato vā janapadarogato vā asaddhammato vā asaddhikkito vā asappurisato vā chandrakkhiyassa nigato lakukkura aivikkika manisabbadeepi accharaccya sokara manisayakkharakkha sādhihi nānā payato vā nānā rogato vā nānā upaddhavato ārakkhaṃ varanam tu yattavatāca ammehi sambadaṃ puñña sambadaṃ sabbe devānumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya dānaṃ dadantu saddhāya sīlaṃ rakkhantu sabbada bhāvanāti ratāntu gacchantu devatā gatā sabbe buddhā balappatā Pacchekānaṃ ammalam arahantānaṃ tēna rakkhaṃ vandāmi sabbhaso. We will you all the best and negative guidance.
On behalf of Sukha Dhamma School, I wish to thank all the teachers, staff, students, parents, friends for being with us since yesterday and for being with us for the whole month of Wesak, month of May, to support us to conduct this beautiful celebration. And I hope that all of you enjoyed yourself. And this is our small way of saying thank you to the Sangha members who have been here since yesterday. And these two Sangha members were in Malakong and they were with us yesterday. And they are back with